Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the Premier12 tournament, as we are going to be bringing you tonight a game between the Dominican Republic and Australia. This is the Asian side of the bracket, as the bracket that has taken place in North America has concluded today. There's still a number of games left in this one, as it will determine who will go on to the super round that will begin next week. We're first of all going to give you the starting lineups, who tonight will be the visitors from the Dominican Republic. Leading off and playing shortstop, wearing number 38, is Jose Devers. Batting second and playing third base tonight is number 82, Kelvin Gutierrez. Hitting third and playing first base is number 31, Andretti Cordero. In the cleanup spot, doing the designated hitting, is number 73, Rainier Nunez. Batting fifth and in right field is number 35, Erismendi Alcantara. Hitting sixth in center field is number 68, Pedro Gonzalez. Batting in the seventh spot and in left field is number 32, Ricardo Cespedes. Batting eighth at second base is number 37, Alan Hansen. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 52, Frank Rodriguez. And they are going to be facing a former Major League player in Warwick Saupold. Saupold had applied his trade with the Detroit Tigers. He takes to the mound tonight for the Australians. And those are your lineups, or that's your lineup for the DR. Now your starting lineup for the home team tonight, it is Australia, and that leading off will be the number one pick in the recent MLB draft. It is going to be Travis Bazzana. He'll play second base and wear number 4. Hitting second in center field is number 2, Aaron Whitfield, or I should say Whitefield. Batting third and playing shortstop is number 6, Robbie Glendenning. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 52, Rickson Wingrove. Batting fifth in right field is number 23, Tim Kennelly. Hitting in the sixth spot and playing third base is number 7, Darryl George. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting, number 10, Alex Hall. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 9, Robbie Perkins. And batting ninth in left field, wearing number 60, is Ulrich Bajarski. And they are going to be facing Luis Vargas, who will take to the hill for the Dominican tonight in this one. Well, those are your starting lineups, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Stay tuned as we give you this musical timeout, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be the game between the Dominican and Australia. It is going to take place in the Shillin district in Taipei City, as this game here is going to go off first. And we'll also be on the call a little bit later in the morning, depending upon where you're at, if you're in North America, or in the evening if you're in Asia, as we will do the call between Korea and Japan. So if you're around tonight, be sure to check it out, as we will be doing both of those ones here. Well, the bracket in Group A has concluded, and it is going to be Venezuela and the United States who will move on. They are going to be coming to Japan to play in the super round, and that is how this one is going to get going. Well, we're ready to get this one underway, and the first pitch of the ball game delivered to Jose Devers is swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Ulrich Bajarski, and with one pitch, we've got one away here, and that is the first out retired here by Warwick Saupold. Now stepping up to bat is Kelvin Gutierrez. Gutierrez is 3 for 7 in the tournament. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. He bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Saupold, who kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. That last pitch was poured in at 91 miles an hour on our gun. As we mentioned, Saupold had spent time in the big leagues with the Detroit Tigers, but it seems like it's been many moons ago. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it and with room to make the catch is Aaron Whitefield, and that is going to retire Gutierrez, so 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Andretti Cordero. Defensively tonight for the Australians from left to right field, it is Ulrich Bajarski in left. The center fielder is Aaron Whitefield with the right fielder, Tim Kennelly. Around the horn from first to third, Rickson Wingrove is at first. Travis Bazana is at second. At shortstop, it is Robbie Glendenning, and at third base, Darryl George with the battery of Saupold and Robbie Perkins. The first pitch delivered to Cordero is taken for a strike. And Saupold swings, and it is swung on. It is tapped in front of home plate. Out in front to pick it up is Perkins. He fields it. He throws to first. And Cordero is going to be retired on a ground out 2-3 to end the inning. And that will do it here as the Dominicans go quietly in their half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Dominican Republic 0, Australia coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging out here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We're through a half inning. It is the Dominican Republic 0, Australia coming to bat. We'll be back in 40 right after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome, everybody, and that includes our friend Troy for stopping in tonight. I'm not sure who else is going to be around here for this one. This was sort of a late addition to our streaming. We will be on a little bit later as we are going to do the Japan and Korea game as well. That'll be a cracker of a match. I'm sure that'll take place also in Taiwan. It is going to be the number 1 draft pick coming to bat. That is Travis Bazana. All eyes on him, the left-handed hitting second baseman of the Australians. It'll be Aaron Whitefield and Robbie Glendenning to follow. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bazana against the Samurai Japan was 2 for 4 with a stolen base the other night as he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Vargas, who delivers a fastball up and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. The United States and Venezuela have punched their ticket to the Super Round that'll begin next week as that fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. The Americans knocked off Mexico tonight in 7 short innings. I believe the final there was 12-2. And had the Mexicans won, they may not have gone through anyway because Panama held the tiebreaker and they won their game earlier today against Puerto Rico. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vargas holds at the belt. Now he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count runs full to Bazana. It is a nice day for some baseball, but I have to say every game that we've watched from Taiwan, it has been windy, and today is not any different. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined into right field, but right to the glove of Arismendi Alcantara as he's going to make the catch, and Bazana is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Aaron Whitefield. Our friend Troy asked if Hollis and Rademacher made those spots. Yes, they did. It's been quite a while that they have done that. We've had that running for a couple of years. Those ones in particular, as there's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Whitefield. Whitefield is 1 for 4. The opener against the Japanese. As the pitch is on the way, it is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Australians in white with the green and gold trim. The Dominicans have the gray pants with the red tops. There's a fastball swung on, and a nice piece of hitting there by Whitefield as he drives a line drive the other way for a base hit. And he is aboard with a 1-out single, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Robbie Glendenning. Well, for Glendenning, he was 0 for 4 the other night against the Japanese, but he is an integral part of this Australian team, as well as a defensive specialist as well, as he's pretty solid up the middle. As the first pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Glendenning. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Vargas, who gets his sign from the catcher, Frank Rodriguez. It's swung on, it is grounded over to short. They go to second for 1, back to first, and that's going to be a double play. It is going to be of the 6-4-3 variety, and that is going to do it here for Team Australia in the first inning. Well, they had no runs. They had 1 hit, no errors. It was an unconventional 1-2-3 inning, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action. Your score at the end of 1, the Dominican nothing, and the Australians nothing. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend Troy, who was in the chat, asked us about Steve Rademacher and Matt Hollis. Yeah, they made some infomercials for us. We'll introduce you to Steve, and we'll be back in just a few.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and you'll see more of him throughout the night as we will continue to bring him to you as well as others. It is 0-0 as the Dominican and Australia go to the top of the second inning. Coming to bat for the Dominican Republic will be Rainier Nunez. There's Mendy Alcantara and Pedro Gonzalez. That'll be the heart of the Dominican batting order here in this one. As we mentioned, a beautiful day for baseball, as there are some Australian supporters in the stands. We didn't expect even the other night when it was Venezuela and the Dominican to see a full group of folks that would be attending from those countries, but certainly the North American, the Australian, and the other Asian countries, there have been larger attendance at the games. As we mentioned earlier, the Venezuelans and the United States will be making their way across the ocean to Tokyo to play in the Super Round. We're just going to have to see who is going to make it through this one here, as the first pitch delivered to Rainier Nunez was taken for a ball outside. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nunez, a 1 for 8 in the tournament, no homers and a couple RBIs. My first look at Nunez, he is a big physical specimen batting from the right side here as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike at the count's 1-1. Saupold working himself to the set position. Here comes the 1-1. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over to his left into right center and making the catch is Whitefield. So that is 1 up and 1 away here, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Arizmendi Alcantara. Well, for Alcantara, he is 2 for 5 in the tournament. He's got no homers and an RBI, batting from the left side here. Our friend Troy tapping out. Well, we appreciate you, Troy, but we'll probably be on when you get up in the morning. So if you're back around again, pop in and say hello. Here's the first pitch to Alcantara. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. But it was nice to see us stopping in here for this one as well tonight. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped softly back to the pitcher. Saupold has trouble fielding it. He's able to retrieve it, and he throws to first. And Alcantara is going to be retired. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll leave it up to the center fielder, Pedro Gonzalez. Saupold had come off the mound. It handcuffed him as he tried to field that on the backhand. I think he probably had time to get his body in front of it. So only 10 pitches to retire the first 5 outs in this one here. Saupold has been very, very smooth. The first pitch breaking ball delivered to Gonzalez is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Titus is in the house tonight. Welcome from the land of the rising sun as he is listening in. We'll be on for that Korea-Japan game after this one as well. We won't have much time for a break as that breaking ball is swung on and grounded foul, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Gonzalez. Have to tip your hat to Saupold so far. He's been all around the zone tonight in this one. Only 2 balls delivered so far of his 12 pitches. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to short, fielded by Glendening. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Gonzalez. It's a ground out 6-3, and the Dominican goes in order here again in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the second. Your score is the DR 0, and the Aussies coming to bat for inning number 2. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's going to be Rickson Wingrove, Tim Kennelly, and Daryl George to come to bat. As the Aussies do have the only hit in this one. Both teams have gone down in order. The Aussies had that unconventional 1-2-3 inning back in inning number 1 as Whitfield was erased in the double play by Glendening. Wingrove, who comes to the plate, was 1 for 4 against the Japanese, including a home run and a couple RBIs. The big fella bats from the left side. He's getting the nod at first base again here tonight. So he steps in, and the right-hander Vargas has been given the thumbs up, ready to go. So here comes the first pitch of bottom half of inning number 2, and squaring to bunt is the big fella. I don't know if that was intentional or half-hearted, but he takes that fastball outside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Vargas again delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This one's lifted into the seats behind home plate, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend God is Great says, what inning are we in? We are in the bottom of the second inning. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Wingrove. Not a lot of fans, though, in the stands, as we were talking a little bit earlier. Some of the games, I'm sure, in the Super Round in Tokyo will pick up immensely as that breaking ball misses outside. It's now gone to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Vargas pitching from the stretch, though there's nobody on, delivers a fastball, and it's swung on and lifted into shallow left field. Moving back on it is the shortstop Devers. He's going to call off the left fielder in Cespedes, and he's going to be there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Wingrove for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Tim Kennelly. Well, for Kennelly, he was 0 for 4 against Samurai Japan in the opener. He bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Vargas, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Kennelly, the right fielder for the Aussies, as the right-hander delivers a fastball that just misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. I was talking the other night about how the umpiring here can be a little dicey, and I say that because, sometimes we're even critical about the NPB or Major League umpiring, but certainly when you get some of these umpires from other countries where there isn't the talent that they're seeing regularly, as there's a fly ball lifted into deep right field, drifting back with it and making the catch at the edge of the warning track is Arizmendi Alcantara. And Kennelly is going to be retired for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Darryl George. But I was saying about the umpiring being a little bit dicey. If you get some officials that maybe aren't seeing this caliber of play on a regular basis, it might be a little bit different. And certainly strike zones in other leagues, other countries may differ a little bit more. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to George. George was 0 for 3 in the game against Samurai Japan the other night. It's pretty much the same lineup, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Everybody who is in the lineup tonight saw action in that game against Samurai Japan. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted down the right field line, but it's going to slice into the seats. And based on the attendance, it looks like if you buy a ticket, you get your own section in Taiwan, at least in this particular game. I'm sure the game between Korea and Japan will be a little bit of a different story, but there's a gentleman who comes away with a souvenir. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into center field. Moving back underneath it, shallow center field. Moving back underneath it is the second baseman, Alan Hansen, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Aussies in their half of the second. They go in order once again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 2 complete innings. Your score is the DR nothing and the Aussies nothing. We played 2 full innings in only 20 minutes. We'll be back in just a few. Don't blink. This game could be over in a heartbeat. Appreciate you guys for checking us out tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher once again. Be sure to check him out after the game for all kinds of crazy and wacky entertaining needs.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat here to face Warwick Saumpald in inning number 3. Ricardo Cespedes, Alan Hansen, and Frank Rodriguez. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. Only 13 pitches thrown in the first 2 innings for Saumpald. Very economical, inducing a lot of first pitch swings. As the 1-0 is on the way, it is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. And now the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend God is Great asks if the Samurai Japan is playing today. Yes, they are. 2.5 hours, actually 2 hours and 38 minutes from now, they will be playing Korea in Taiwan. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hammered foul down the right field line. And the chase is on. As we said, there are a number of youngsters that are in the stands tonight, and they're chasing the balls down. And that is one that has been picked up as a souvenir, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cespedes. Saumpald delivers again. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Coming hard is Whitefield, as is Bajarski, the left fielder, but it's going to be Whitefield who makes the catch. We almost had ourselves a little bit of a collision. Bajarski had sort of pulled up right at the last moment, but Cespedes is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That is the 3rd putout recorded here already for the center fielder Whitefield. So 1 gone, it'll bring up the second baseman, Alan Hansen. Our friend God is Great said, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's a big game tonight, obviously. The Koreans need to get a victory unless they want to find themselves pretty much on the outside looking in on this tournament, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. They did their part last night in knocking off the Cubans and chasing Levon Manello fairly early in the second inning, as he had allowed 6 runs. There's a breaking ball that was waved at and missed by Hansen, and the count goes to 0-2. That breaking ball looked like a knuckle curve out of Saumpald. So no balls and 2 strikes as the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and Hansen goes in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That is 8 in a row retired by the veteran right-hander. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Frank Rodriguez. So Saumpald is putting on a pitching clinic here tonight. But much like last night, I'm often curious to see how they're going to go through the second time through the order. The first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Rodriguez, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Rodriguez batting from the right side. He is 0 for 4 in the tournament with no homers and an RBI. As the right-hander delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. That last pitch was at 90 miles an hour on the gun. That's another thing we'll keep an eye on, is Saumpald's velocity in the first inning. Came out touching 93, sitting 91, 92. As the pitch is a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Rodriguez. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Catcher Perkins flashing his signs. And Saumpald ready to go again. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now running the count even to 2-2. Last night's ball game was interesting in that second inning. Levon Manello had retired the first 2 batters he faced, and then he proceeded to allow the next 6 batters to reach base, ending with that home run by Kim, the grand slam. It ultimately chased Manello out of the game. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Rodriguez. Waiting his turn on deck is the third baseman, or the shortstop, check that, Devers. So 3 balls, 2 strikes as Saumpald works to the set. Here comes the pitch. And it is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. I don't know if Saumpald particularly liked the call there. That was a close pitch right at belt high. But Rodriguez is going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that will bring the top of the order up in Jose Devers. Also kind of curious to see if they're going to use a sort of a whole staff approach here, or how long they're going to ride Saumpald for. Last night, I think we saw, it seemed like every Korean pitcher on the staff, once they got through the starter, There's the first pitch, fastball swung on it, is grounded right to the first baseman, Wingrove, who fields it. He steps on the base, and Devers is gone for the third out of the inning. And the Dominican is done in their half of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. They did leave a runner aboard. We are now through 2.5. Your score is the DR 0 and the Aussies 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the third inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Your score is 0-0 with the Dominican and the Aussies. We'll have a beer here with our friend Steve. Hang out, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back to everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Aussies here in inning number 3. That means Alex Hall, Robbie Perkins, and Ulrich Bajarski to face the starter Vargas, who will begin his third inning. Just have a little pause here as they are ready to resume the action. Got themselves a new baseball. Only 23 pitches for Vargas through his first 2 innings. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses way outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Alex Hall. Hall was 1 for 3 in the game against Japan, as the right-hander Vargas delivers a fastball that is swung on and missed. And the count now runs even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Ishmael Perez says, is there a stream for the game? There's a fastball that swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back is the center fielder, and Gonzalez leaps, but it's going to be off the wall as he can't get it. Rounding second and heading to third is Hall, and he's going to slide in safely. And that is going to be a triple here for the Aussies' designated hitter, a leadoff triple here to begin the bottom half of inning number 3. And they've got something brewing here right away. That ball had a lot of carry to it. And the center fielder, Gonzalez, just kept going back and back and back, and it just hit below the yellow line that runs across the top of the wall. And digging hard all the way out of the batter's box was Hall as he made it all the way to third, especially after the ball hit the wall and made its way from Gonzalez. And the first pitch from Vargas is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So to answer Ishmael Perez, yeah, of course there's a stream for the game, but we're not providing the stream. We're giving the English commentary, and depending upon where you're at in the world, it'll dictate where the game is being played. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Not all locations are carrying the games. As the 1-1 is on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Also going back, and this one is going to be gone. A home run for Robbie Perkins as they go back to back with deep shots. One a triple that almost leaves the yard, and this time Robbie Perkins takes Vargas deep, and the Australians have taken an early 2-0 lead here in the third inning on basically their first couple of hits of the ball game. They had the one in the first inning that was erased on the double play, but Perkins here and Hall back to back with some loud hits. It is a 2-0 lead now for the Aussies. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Ulrich Bajarski to the plate. And for Bajarski, he homered in the first game against the Japanese, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away. Bajarski 1 for 3, a home run and an RBI. He had a ball into the left center field gap in the stands at the Tokyo Dome the other night, as there's a fastball swung on it as tap foul right behind home plate, and the count runs even to 1-1. So a 2-0 lead here for Australia in the bottom of the third inning. As the right-hander Vargas holds to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Bajarski. Like Warwick Saupold, Bajarski was also in the Detroit Tiger organization. He was born in South Africa, raised in Australia. As there's a fastball that misses down, it's now 3-1. He received high praise from one-time Tiger minor league manager and former great Lance Parrish, but he never really progressed along, and I don't think he got out of A ball with the Tigers. As there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul just past the bag at third base, and that's going to run the count now full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bajarski. And you can kind of see why they would like Bajarski. He's kind of tall and wiry. And that is going to be ball 4, as Bajarski is going to make it to first on a walk as that pitch is down and away. So Bajarski on here. That's going to bring the top of the order up in Travis Bazzana. And Bazzana steps to the plate. He is 2 for 5 in the tournament, 0 for 1 today. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up. As we mentioned before, Bazzana, the number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft last year, takes the first pitch breaking ball outside, and the count is 1-0. I have to say, it's my first time watching Bazzana hit other than highlights. He is very active in the box. Lots of energy flowing from this hitter. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-0. Bazzana, the second baseman for Australia, he had spent time playing his baseball, Oregon State, his college ball there. As the right-hander holds set, here comes the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-0. Vargas is in jeopardy of walking back-to-back hitters after allowing a triple and a home run to start the inning. And it's Aaron Whitefield who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-0 to Bazzana. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that's going to catch the inside corner, and the count now goes to 3-1. We definitely thank those of you who have stopped in tonight. As we said, we'll do a double dip tonight as we'll come back and do the Japan-Korea game a little later. There's a ground ball hit over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman. Oh, that was a nice little play. And Teddy Cordero fielded it, stepped on the bag, and then he threw to the shortstop covering at second. So they had to apply the tag. It looked like it hit the runner going from first to second. And I don't know what's going on here. So Cordero's upset. It looks like they ruled that the runner at first is safe. And he had tagged the bag. So now the Dominican manager is coming out, and they're going to want a review on this one 100%. And what had happened was the Cordero had come over. He had touched the bag at first base. They threw to second as it was going to be a forced play, but the first base umpire ruled that he never touched the base. And so now the Dominican manager is out looking for some help here because they've come over to the first base umpire. And now they've basically said they're talking here to the home plate umpire and the crew chief. We'll have to get you the umpires' names here in just a moment, but I would have to think they got to go under the headset for this. This is definitely worth a challenge because our vantage point in live play, it looked like that the first baseman, Cordero, had fielded it, stepped on the bag. So we're going to try to see what type of result that they are going to give us here. If certainly they missed that call, there's going to be a heck of an argument to ensue. So they are going to go upstairs to have a look at this, as the first base umpire is going to be going over to do the talking. And just for our sake here tonight, the umpire is on the crew here. So behind the plate is Alessandro Spera. Xiao Wei Lin is the first base umpire. He is from Chinese Taipei. Che Su is at second base. Ruben Ramos is the third base umpire tonight, and that is your umpiring crew. So Ramos had looked like he was taking the part of being the crew chief. And I'm pretty confident this is going to be a quick, or at least a very quick phone call upstairs. We get the look at it again. Oh, he's clearly on the base as he fielded it. The throw down to second had hit the runner Bajarski in the back, and it got away. And it was a nice little play there by the shortstop, Devers, who tried to fake Bajarski out. But I don't know what else you have to do. He stepped right on the bag as he fielded the ball. So we're just waiting here for the officials to overturn that call. But we're going to put it into our books, as that's going to go down as a fielder's choice. So Bazana is going to go out on a fielder's choice to 3. He's the first out in the inning. Bajarski will advance to scoring position. But what is going on here? They applied it here. Yes, they've applied the out. Just as we suspected. So I'm not sure why that was even something they had to look at. Now the first baseman, Cordero, comes over to the Taiwanese umpire and he gives them the thumbs up. They don't lose a challenge for that, and rightfully so. But the manager has now come out after all of that kerfuffle and going up and having to look at the review. They're now coming up to make a pitching change. So Aaron Whitefield's going to get to see a new pitcher. The Dominican are going to the bullpen. It is 2-0 for Australia. We're going to take a timeout, update our ticker. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Australia is leading the DR 2-0. We have a pitching change. We'll be back with that in just a few, as it is 2-0 Australia. Welcome back, everybody. We're just waiting for the Dominicans to announce their pitching change here. It'll be Aaron Whitefield to come to bat with a runner at second and two with one gone here and 2 runs on the board for the Australians. It was a play that they had to come out and look for. It is going to be number 91 who is entering the fray here. And I got to tell you this, that is one big Dominican taking to the hill. And we'll get you that caught up on that, who that number is here in just a moment. It would be Henry, the man with 2 first names, taking over here. So Henry on in relief of Luis Vargas. And the first pitch on the way here to Whitefield instead is thrown to second base, and they get Ulrich Bajarski diving back safely as Alan Hansen had come in behind him. So Henry with the similar type name. When I think of that Victor, which would be Victor Mesa's brother with the Marlins organization. So Henry, the pitcher here. Here comes the offering, and it is scoring to bunt is Whitefield, but that ball's down in the dirt. The count is quickly 1-0. Henry is a very physical specimen. We're going to find out how he pitches here in just a few. So Whitefield, the batter here. He is 1 for 1 tonight in this game. He's 2 for 5 in the tournament. As Henry holds to the set, he checks the runner Bajarski at second and now delivers. Fastball misses inside. That was at 94 miles an hour, so he's got a little giddy up on the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Whitefield. As we mentioned tonight, we are going to be doing a double dip. It'll be the Japanese and the Koreans. It'll go off in about 2 hours and 15 minutes time. So if you're interested, stick around. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Whitefield. They do have the open base that could set up the force, but it is Robbie Glendenning, the shortstop, who waits his turn on deck. Our friend Titus, God is Great, says that's what he is waiting for, and we're glad that you're here waiting with us. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Aaron Whitefield. I have to tell you, I'm not really, if you would have asked me before this game, and certainly when Australia or teams like the Dominican or teams like Cuba are at full strength, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and Whitefield's going to get himself a base on balls. That's going to put runners at first and second. It'll bring up Glendenning to the plate. To make a prediction on this type of game, I really don't know. I know that teams that are going to face the Japanese are going to be in a lot of trouble. The Japanese have sent some of their best players who are healthy, that is. There are a couple of players who ended up tapping out because of injury, such as Kaz Okamoto and Chusei Minami of the likes. But for the most part, they have sent their A-team. As the right-hander Henry delivers, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Glendenning. But the Dominican, this is certainly not one of their top groups, that's for sure. God is Great says, who is healthy? Now, that's exactly it. You never play this game healthy, probably 90% of the time. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. Right-hander Henry leans in, gets this sign from Rodriguez, and he works to the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and they throw down to first base, and are they gonna get the backdoor pick on Whitefield? Or we're gonna have to wait and see. Nope, doesn't look like it. I thought at first they might have had him picked off. Nice snap throw there by the catcher Rodriguez. Thought Whitefield was maybe napping. But a great play there by the catcher. A nice timing play by the first baseman as well. In fact, if that throw would have been on the money, Whitefield would have been a dead duck. But Glendenning's gone for the second out of the inning. This brings up Rickson Wingrove to the plate. Wingrove is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped a short his first time up. 1 for 5 in the tournament, and he takes a fastball down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Wingrove batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Henry. As he waits at the belt, here's the pitch. Fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This game here moved along at an incredible clip. The first 2 innings were in the book in 20 minutes. And now it's taken us 26 minutes to play the third, and we're not done yet. As the right-hander works himself to the belt, he checks the runner at second. Now he fires. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to short, fielded by Devers. He throws to first, and Wingrove's going to be retired on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Aussies in their half of the inning. Well, they got a couple of runs in the inning. There were 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and there was a couple of runners left aboard. You are now through 3 complete innings. Your score is Australia leading 2-0. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this musical timeout. If you've never been to a game in Japan, well, here's the flavor. We'll be back in a minute with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of inning number 4. Slated to come to bat will be Kelvin Gutierrez and Drenny Cordero and Rainier Nunez, but they have already gone to the bullpen, have the Australians, as they are making themselves a pitching change. It's going to be Sam Holland coming on in relief, so we are curious to see if the manager, Nielsen, was going to do that with his group. So Sam Holland on in relief to face Gutierrez. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away for ball 1. Holland, a sidewinder here, facing the right-handed hitting Gutierrez. As he works himself set, here comes the pitch. And it is a fastball that just misses below the knees, and the count now goes to 2-0. I was curious to see if that might be the plan or not. Softball gave them 3 solid shutout innings, not even allowing a hit. So I'm sure probably the team that was most excited would have been the Dominican to see Softball out of the ball game. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Gutierrez. Right-hander Holland kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the count goes even at 2-2. When you get into certain countries, they just don't have the quality of pitching depth, and sometimes you got to piecemeal your guys together. As that fastball is taken at the knees for a called third strike. Oh, that wasn't a happy camper there for Kelvin Gutierrez. He thought the pitch was low. We'll get a look at the replay on that one there. I have to say, it certainly wasn't low. Not in our books, but certainly probably maybe an argument for being a bit outside. So he's gone for the first out of the inning. The Australians will take it nonetheless, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Andretti Cordero. And the first pitch to Cordero is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I don't think Cordero necessarily liked that call either, as the pitch looked like it ran off the outside corner of the plate. There's a fastball that just misses a bit low, and the count runs even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander again getting the sign as he works himself to the set. 1-1 on the way. There's a fastball that misses down. Cordero didn't look like he was really ready there, was kind of moonwalking out of the batter's box. As Holland was ready to deliver, the umpire never called time or anything. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. As Holland delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. Again, Cordero thinking that pitch is outside, but not in the eyes of the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Holland working very quickly here as the pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on it, slowly grounded over to short. Glendening fields it on the run. He throws to first at a good stretch there by the first baseman Wingrove. As he kept his foot on the bag, it's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Arainier Nunez. So NGNF says, where can we watch this? Well, that's a great question, NGNF. And I guess it all depends on what country you're in, because it varies from space to space. As the first pitch is on the way from Holland, it's a fastball taken down low, and the count is 1-0. So if you do that, we might be able to point you in some directions of where you might want to go and look. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, and there is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. And Jeff says he's in the United States. Well, the first place I would go to is the World Baseball Softball Council website, WBSC. And if you go there, then they gave a list at the beginning of where games were being called at. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. I know DAZN has been carrying games. Now, whether or not they're carrying that in North America is another question. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line. It is slicing, and it's just going to bounce foul in the right field corner. The count goes to 2-2 on Arainier Nunez. Another spot that is also carrying the games is if you have Amazon Prime in Japan, they're carrying all the Japanese games. I was under the understanding that TBS might be carrying it as well, which is the Tokyo Broadcasting System. As the 2-2 is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it is again a lifted foul, this time into the netting above the dugout. And the count remains at 2s. If you also subscribe to J Sports, those are the Japanese network over there. They've got their channels are picking up all the games except for the Japanese games, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2s. So I would have to say if you're in the United States, that's probably your best bet is DAZN, but I'm not sure if they're carrying it in the US of A. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Nunez waggling the bat, waiting on the offering here from Holland. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. And standing just in front of the warning track and making the catch is the right fielder, Kennelly, and that is going to do it here for Nunez. He's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Dominican in their half of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is the Australians 2, the Dominicans no score. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Here's our friend Steve again. Be sure to check him out after the game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the ball game. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. The Dominican right-hander Henry still on the mound here as he's going to be facing Tim Kennelly, Darryl George, and Alex Hall to begin the bottom of the fourth. And the first pitch fastball delivered to Kennelly is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kennelly 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 5 in the tournament. As we do appreciate everybody who has popped in tonight. And as we said, we'll be back on the airwaves in a couple hours' time as the Japanese will play the Koreans. That's the one we're interested in. As that fastball misses inside, and the count is 1-1. Henry delivers again. There's a fastball that misses down, and count now goes to 2-1. NGNF says, do you think the Dominican will come back and win? Well, I have to tell you, this is not the strongest Dominican team that we're witnessing here, as there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-1 to Kennelly. And so if there's an opportunity for an Australian victory against the Dominican team, this would be the type of game that we would see that in. Now, that being said, the Dominicans are blessed with a deep, rich pool of talent. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 3-2. So what are we expecting? Well, we're expecting that the Australians don't necessarily have the same depth that the Dominicans have, and we are getting their best here right now. So probably the needle would still point to the Dominicans with the opportunity to come back, but always good to see the minnows or the teams that are the next tier down get an opportunity to beat some of the bigger countries or baseball countries. As that fastball was swung on and fouled away, and the count remains 3-2 to Kennelly. So Henry delivers again. There's a fastball that just misses down and in. Oh, the pitcher didn't like it. The Dominicans, you can tell, they're not happy with the umpiring here in this one tonight. As that is going to be ball 4 at the plate. They're not happy with the balls and strikes, and certainly on the mound here, Henry thought he delivered a good pitch. And from our vantage point here, I have to say it was a good pitch, but I don't think it was a strike. He's got a lot of arm side run on his fastball, and that one seemed to run off the plate. But that's the way it goes. So he has issued yet another walk here in his short appearances, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to George. Darryl George is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to second his first time up. He's 0 for 4 in this one. Our friend NGNF says the umpire rigged the game. I was talking about it a little earlier. I said the umpires in this one here are probably not the quality that some of these players are used to seeing. As there's a breaking ball swung on, this ball is going to be looped softly into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. The Australians are playing station-to-station baseball as Kennelly's going to stop at second on the single by Darryl George, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Alex Hall. And GNF says, wonder what it would be like to grow up in Australia. Certainly one of the places where baseball in Australia has been very strong has been in Perth. Perth has always been a bit of a hotbed for baseball in Australia. I don't know if it has picked up across the other parts of the country, but that used to be a real stronghold. The pitching coach for the Dominicans has made his way out to the mound as he's going to talk to Henry here. I wonder if it's more about the bunt defense at this point in time. So that is the first trip here of the inning. Alex Hall stepping to the plate. Hall hit a triple his last time up and came around on the home run by Robbie Perkins. So the bottom third of the batting order has been the part that is produced tonight for the Australians. Our friend NGNF says he'd like to live there one day or at least visit. Australia is definitely on my hit list to be able to get to. Unfortunately, right now with the dollar, it seems to take us a little further going into Asia. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So it has been Korea, Japan, and other countries that I've been making my journeys to. But Australia would be a great place to get to go and visit. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0 to Alex Hall. And GNF says maybe for the start of the KBO season, already mapping out the NPB games for next year that I'll be hitting. There's a fastball that misses down and away, but it squirts away from the catcher, Rodriguez. Nobody advances. 3 balls and no strikes it is. That'd be interesting to see what it would be like in Australia. That is for certain. Very unique in different parts. The Gold Coast in the east. Certainly Melbourne would have its selves a restart to have to do, as we have lost our feed temporarily. So just hang tight, everybody, as we will get ourselves back up to speed. That is the most frustrating part about this. We just happened to lose our feed. We've been pretty good last night. Last night's game was really, really pretty decent. Yeah, we might be here for a second. We just had a blip in. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. We'll be right back here in just a second as we have to get ourselves up to speed. We had a little bit of a hiccup. As we said, the last couple of nights, it's been a bit strange. But it looks like we are about to recover here, so we don't have to go away at all too far. Let's see how this is going to work out here. All I can say is it is a little bit frustrating at our end when this comes about. As we have the game between the Dominican and the Australians here. I don't know if it's us losing the feed or if it was the possibility of even the feed going down elsewhere. So no, we've got it back. And the pitch is swung on it as a fastball lined into straightaway center field. It's going to get down off the bat of Robbie Perkins, rounding third and heading home and scoring the third run here for the Australians is Tim Kennelly. So an RBI single for Perkins. That's his third RBI of the night. He's been driven in all the Australian runs. And Kennelly will score. Stopping at second is going to be George. And that is going to put the scoreline up to 3-0 now for the Aussies. Our friend NGNF says the umpires cooked the feed. Yeah, probably. That might have been how it was. I didn't get a report as to how the other Australian player was retired, so I guess we'll just have to move on. All I know is that Hall was out. So runners are at first and second with one gone here, and it's going to bring up the left fielder Ulrich Bajarski. The center fielder had bobbled the ball, but while that is happening, as Bajarski's going to come to the plate, the manager for the DR is coming out, and we are going to see the end of Henry as his night is over with. He's getting fist pumps. I'm not sure if that was an outing worth fist pumping over. He had faced 7 batters, and 4 of them had reached base, but that is going to be it for him. We're going to take a little time out here. They got runners at first and second. There's one gone. There is a pitching change coming up here for the DR, and we'll be back in just a moment and try to reset ourselves. Appreciate you guys for being here. So the fellow with the 2 first names or 2 last names is coming out of the ball game. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll give you some more of our friend Steve Rademacher right after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Steve Rademacher once again keeping you guys entertained. Just as we had lost the feed there for a little bit, Alex Hall had flown out to right field. He was the first out of the inning, and then Perkins with that RBI single, knocking in his third run of the ball game. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Gets you caught up there. We'll be back in just a couple moments as there is a pitching change that we're waiting for. Or maybe we'll just stay right here with you if they are going to move this one along quickly. So maybe that is the case. We'll just hang out here. So runners at first and second. Ulrich Bajarski is coming to the plate. And the Dominicans here, as they have made their pitching change, they are going to a right-hander. This is going to be number 53. And this is Dionis Rodriguez, as he is taking over here to face Bajarski. So yet another Rodriguez in the Dominican lineup. It's kind of like last night's lineup with the Koreans. There was a lot of Kims and a lot of Parks in that lineup last night. Well, the Aussies here have Ulrich Bajarski batting, the 9-hole hitter, with runners at first and second and one gone. Here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that's coming inside and hit Bajarski. And that's going to load the bases. That would drive you insane as a manager. You bring in the relief pitcher, and the first guy he sees, he drills. That's going to load the bases, and that will bring up the top of the order in Travis Bazana, and that's the guy you don't want to face. Unless, of course, you're the Australians, because that's who you want to send to the plate. Bazana tonight, though, unfortunately, 0 for 2. He's lined to right and bounced into a fielder's choice. 2 for 6 in the tournament. As we mentioned earlier, this is our real first extended look at him, as he is the first overall pick in the Major League Draft in 2024. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So his eyes are going to light up like Roman candles if he gets something right down the middle here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on its way, and it's a fastball that just clips the outside corner, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander again working to the set position. Here comes the 1-1. As it's on its way, it is a changeup that is swung on and missed. And now it is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bazana. Living dangerously is Rodriguez, as that pitch was definitely up in the zone. 3-0 Australia leads it here. Bases are loaded. 1 gone here. The bottom of inning number 4. Pitch on the way. Fastball missed outside, and the count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander getting his side from Rodriguez as he works himself to the set position. Here comes the 2-2. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on, grounded foul over on the first base side. And the count remains at 2-2 to Bazana. As I say, Bazana looks like a hitter. You look at some guys, and he is right up on the plate, waggling the bat, looking for something to hit. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball misses up and away, and now it's 3-2. Nowhere to put him. Going to have to face him sometime here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Aaron Whitefield. Aussies are looking to extend their lead. They could blow this game apart here in the 4th inning. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is popped up foul, and it's going to reach the seats down the third base line. More people sitting down the third base line than there is the first base line, and a lot of the people have brought their own gloves. So that is Going to keep the count at 3-2 to Bazana. Kind of chuckling a little bit as I'm watching those fans scramble for the ball. I remember a number of years ago as the World Junior Championships were being hosted back east. And there's a fastball swung on it, has popped up. Ranging over is the third baseman, Gutierrez. He's at the wall and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Bazana, as he's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. I remember as a kid going to the games and seeing that and really, really enjoying it. Getting a chance to go and see teams like Panama and Mexico, and of course, all the foul balls you could get at the game. They're supposed to return them, but when they were late night, people couldn't be bothered coming to get them from the kids. So here comes the offering now from the right-hander Rodriguez as Whitefield takes a called strike on the outside corner. Count is quickly 0-1. Whitefield tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. As he's batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Yonis Rodriguez. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1 strike to Whitefield. I also would expect that we're going to see a parade of pitchers from here on out as well, as both of these teams could use victories at this point. The Dominicans already have one under their belt, as the 1-1 is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and it squirts away from the catcher. Count is now 2-1 to Aaron Whitefield. Again, the right-hander leans in, he gets the sign, and he works himself to the belt as Rodriguez holds set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it with room to make the catch is the right fielder Alcantara, and that is going to do it. The Australians were able to get one, but they're going to lament their opportunity as they could have added more here in the inning, as that will do it here for the third out. There was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left aboard. That is 5 tonight that the Aussies have left on. We are now moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is a 3-0 game, and we'll be right back after this. Australia has the lead. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
It's 3-0 Australia. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Arizmendi Alcantara to lead it off here for the Dominicans in their half of inning number 5. He'll be followed by Pedro Gonzalez and Ricardo Cespedes. So Alcantara, Gonzalez, and Cespedes to come to bat here. The Dominicans are still looking for their first hit of the ball game, as the Australians have shut them down here for the first 4 innings. Sam Holland stays on the mound to begin his second inning of work, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. I say that kind of loosely as he's not an overpowering pitcher. That last pitch came in at 87 miles an hour, as there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and now it is 0-2. That one there at 89. But effective nonetheless. Lots of movement on the pitch here from Holland. He's very much a sidewinder. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Coming over is Bajarski. And this time, there's no doubt about it, he's going to make the catch, and he shares a laugh with the center fielder, Whitefield. And that is the first out of the inning here, as Alcantara is retired. And that is going to bring up the center fielder in Pedro Gonzalez. But just as the other night, the scoring came late for the Dominican in their game against Cuba, as there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped over the head of the pitcher. Bazan is going to have to hurry. He fields it. He throws to first, and they're going to be able to retire Gonzalez. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3. Nice play there by Zana, showing off some defensive range, as he had to charge in to get it. He was playing just to the right of the bag at second base, so he was playing in good position. He had circled the baseball, had to throw on the run, and he was able to get the center fielder of the Dominican by a half step. He is one you had to hurry on. And that brings up the left fielder, Ricardo Cespedes. And the first pitch to Cespedes is a fastball that misses below the knees for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Cespedes batting from the left side here as the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and in fact, it looks like it went over the seats and maybe even out of the stadium. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Cespedes. Right-hander Holland again, ready to go back to work. Kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. 3-0. Australia has the lead here, as the Dominican are batting in their half of the 5th. There is a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul. Another one into the seats. Oh, but a nice play there by the gentleman. As we said, a lot of the fans have brought their gloves. They have made the play, so that is going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cespedes. Pitch from Holland on the way. It is a fastball swung on, grounded to the right side of the infield, fielded in the shallow right field by Bazana. He throws to first, and Cespedes is gone on a ground out, 4-3. He's in the books for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it for the Dominicans in their half of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, had nobody left the board. We are now through 4.5. Your score is Australia 3 and the Dominican no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a little bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. It is a musical timeout, and we'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the fifth inning, and coming to bat for the Australians will be Robbie Glendenning, Rickson Wingrove, and Tim Kennelly, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Australian lineup. As we mentioned, we are going to be giving you guys the updates on this one, as well as the game between Japan and Korea. It's going to go off in about 90 minutes' time, but just some mental notes here. At the end of the fifth inning, they take a break. We like to call it in the Japanese league, the Japanese halftime. It's a 5-minute break. What they'll do is they'll come out and clean the field, and they'll get everything set up for the back half of the ball game. And so we'll take an extended break as well. So this is Glendenning stepping in. 0 for 2 tonight, grounded into a double play and struck out as he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count's 0-1. He is 0 for 6 in the tournament as he is facing Rodriguez here for the first time. The right-hander for the Dominican kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Glendenning has his first hit of the tournament as he is aboard with a leadoff single here to begin the fifth inning, and that's going to bring up Rickson Wingrove. And for Wingrove, well, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has popped to short and grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. He is 1 for 6 in the tournament. He hit that home run in the opener against Japan. He's got a couple RBIs as well to go with it. As the first pitch is on the way, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Rickson Wingrove. He's waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander who works to the set. Now the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1 ball and 1 strike. As we said, we are going to be excited to get that Japan-Korea game going, so we'll have to take a look to see if those lineups are out yet. They are still a bit a ways away. As there is the ball that's thrown over to first base. Diving back in time is the runner, Glendenning, but the ball squirted away from the first baseman, Cordero. He's able to track it down. It looked like he just fanned on it, did Cordero? Yeah, he absolutely just missed it. Hit the outside part of the glove. It was like he was closing the glove before he even caught it. So here comes the 1-1 offering as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the count goes to 1-2 on Wingrove. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Again, the right-hander Rodriguez holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. And that is a breaking ball that is taken for a called third strike. The home plate umpire really took his time there to go up that one. That's going to go down for out number 1 as Wingrove is in the books. That'll bring up the right fielder, Tim Kennelly. I don't know if Wingrove liked the call or if he's just talking to himself when he's walking away. So 1 gone here. That Kennelly stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He did walk and score a run his last time up. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Australia enjoying a 3-0 lead here in the first half of this ball game. But there's still lots of ball to be played here as the 1-0 pitch is on the way. There is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander works to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside. Count now goes to 2-1. Looking to see if there's been any other announcements made for the ball game that's going to go off a little bit later, but nothing as of yet for Australia or for Japan and Korea. There goes the runner. Breaking ball swung on and missed. The throw down to second. It's going to be in time, and that is going to retire Glendenning, it's going to go caught stealing 2-4 on the putout. He's gone for the second out of the inning. As Alan Hansen had applied the tag, the pitch was a strike to Kennelly. Boy, he wasn't even close. He was out by a good solid 7-8 feet. Like the throw came down to second base. Hansen didn't even go to the bag. Hansen had to go about 6 feet to the right of second base, catch the ball, and the runner didn't even get to the bag. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over is the left fielder Cespedes. He's there to make the catch, and it's going to be an unconventional 1-2-3 inning here for Australia in their half of inning number 5. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. As we said, we like to call this the Japanese halftime. Your score is Australia 3, Dominican 0. We're going to put the music on loop, take the extended break, and we'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6th inning is just around the corner. They are just finishing doing the dressing on the field. We'll be right back with all the calls in just a few. It is Australia 3, Dominican no score. We'll be back with the 6th when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Dominicans when we return here with the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Alan Hansen, Frank Rodriguez, and the top of the order in Jose Devers. 3, 6, and 0 for Australia. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Dominican as they are looking for their first knock of the night. For the Dominican here tonight, they have had only one base runner by our account, and that would have been the walk to Frank Rodriguez back in the 3rd inning. So they need to get some action going. It's a unique-looking stadium, this outdoor stadium in Taiwan, as the upper deck really only exists behind home plate. And it does look like Sam Holland's night is over, so we are going to have a pitching change, or is Holland going to be coming back out? No, Holland is going to be done for the night. It is going to be Luke Wilkins who is coming on in relief. And the first pitch that is delivered to Hansen's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So Holland gave 2 strong innings, and now it turns over to Luke Wilkins for him to take over in this outing for the Australians. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Hansen. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Hansen batting from the left side. He had spent time in the big leagues. He also spent time in the Japanese league. As that breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. Spent some time with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That did not work out the best. Not like it did for Franmil Reyes. Was absolutely outstanding this past year. There's a breaking ball missing upstairs. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Hansen. Hansen batting from the left side. He's got a nice set of dreadlocks. He might win the best hair here in this particular matchup tonight as that breaking ball misses upstairs. As he checked his swing, it's going to be ball 4. And Hansen is aboard here with a walk. That's a leadoff walk here. That'll bring up the catcher, Frank Rodriguez. Well, for Rodriguez, he officially does not have it at bat tonight because he walked his first time up. Batting from the right side here, facing Luke Wilkins for the first time as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Well, I got to tell you, if you're Australia, you might want to consider getting the bullpen going because Wilkins has not showed much for command here. 5 of his 6 pitches have been for balls. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses up. The count now goes to 2-0. And now time has been called by Robbie Perkins as he's come out to have a chat with the right-hander, as the pitching coach has also come out to the mound. They come out to have a word with the right-hander here. So 2 balls and no strikes. Go right after the hitters, probably, is what they're saying. And establish yourself here. You got to throw strikes when you come out of the bullpen. So 2 balls and no strikes it is. Manager Dave Nielsen looking on over there, the longtime big leaguer. As the pitch is on the way, squaring to bunt is Rodriguez, and it's another fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-0. Certainly, if you're Australia, that's not what you want. You don't want to set the table with the 8 and 9 guys because the top of the order, Jose Devers, is looming on deck. 3-0 on the way. Again, squaring to bunt is Rodriguez, and he pulls back and takes it for a call and strike, and the count is 3-1. That always drives me a bit crackers when you see guys that are squaring to bunt at 3-0. They do that stuff. That's little league stuff. Here's the 3-1. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. That last pitch clocked in at 88 miles an hour. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Wilkins delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field. And this ball, if it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And it is just going to hook foul. Oh, boy, he didn't miss that by much. Only inches. That's going to keep the count at 3-2. But that ball was absolutely turned on. Nice swing there by the catcher of the Dominican. So 3-2 it is. So Wilkins leans in, he gets his sign, he works himself to the set. Hansen is lead over at first base, and he snap throws over to first, and diving back in time is Hansen. Again, Wilkins ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and it's going to be back-to-back walks to begin the sixth inning for the Dominican Republic. And that is not a good sign, and that is going to be a short outing here for Wilkins as the manager of Australia. Nielsen's on his way out, and so is the pitcher Wilkins. He's going to be out his way out as well. So hang tight, everybody. We got a pitching change here as the Aussies are going to the bullpen. Hang tight. We appreciate you guys for being with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll take this musical break, and then we'll come back and let you know what that change was. Welcome back, everybody. We're just waiting here for the pitching change. As we mentioned, it was Alan Hansen who had walked. And then it was the catcher, Frank Rodriguez, had walked. And it looks like it may be Michael DeLeon who is coming to bat. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we do have that pitching change. And we are just waiting on that to tell you who that will be. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like it's going to be Cohen Wynn who is coming on in relief, and it looks like it is going to be Michael DeLeon who is going to be replacing Jose Devers. And so he is going to be coming in to pinch hit, as we have a couple of changes here to report on. So just hang tight with us, so we'll get all caught up at our end. So Michael DeLeon is the pinch hitter, as he will replace Devers in this situation and more than likely come in to play that position, and Cohen Wynn is the pitcher. So here we go as we're ready to resume the action. Wynn, a right-hander, kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to DeLeon. This is the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Aussies. So Cohen Wynn on in relief in a tough spot here with 2 on and nobody out. DeLeon at the plate. As Wynn kicks and delivers, there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. He's got a bit of a quirky delivery, does Wynn, as when he lifts his leg, he pretty much drops the back shoulder a little bit. Looks like he's throwing uphill. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll see if that is a standard feature or if that's something that's maybe a one-off. No, definitely does that. It looks like he does throw uphill a little bit. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Dominican looking to get some life breathed into their game here, as got the opportunity here to claw a couple of runs back. You don't want to leave it too late. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander checks the runner at second again, now delivers. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2 on DeLeon. This is a turning point in the ball game here for the Dominicans. If they can scratch and claw a couple of runs back here, it'll be set up an exciting finish Aussies will be lamenting themselves as they left 5 runners on base between the 3rd and the 4th innings, including the bases loaded, had an opportunity to really blow this game apart. As that pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kelvin Gutierrez waiting on deck, as it is going to be the tough part of the Dominican batting order to come to bat here. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside. It is now 3-2. I have to say the only 3 walks tonight issued by Australian pitchers, but 2 of them have come here to start the 6th inning. On the flip side of the coin, the Dominicans have issued their fair share of walks tonight to the Australians, including a couple of hit batters as well. As there is a fastball swung on and missed, and De Leon is in the books for the first out of the inning. That was a key strikeout there by Cone Wynn. So 1 gone here, and that is going to bring up Kelvin Gutierrez to the plate. So hats off to the Australians here. They've been playing the Dominican tough. But, when you get into this type of tournament, as I said, with the Dominicans, if they bring their A-team over, it's a very, very different script that would probably be written. As Wynn steps off the backside of the rubber, he's going to cycle through the signs again. It's the one thing, when you look at the Japanese, they got a lot of their star players. I guess, you could say that they're the ones in Major League Baseball are not playing, but certainly from their domestic league. Everybody is all hands on deck. Fastball swung on, grounded over to 3rd. They go to 2nd for 1, back to 1st, and it's going to be an inning-ending double play. That is going to be a 5-4-3 variety, and the Australians exactly what they needed to get out of that jam. As that erases Rodriguez at 2nd for the first out, and the backside one was Gutierrez at 1st, and that will do it here in the 6th inning for the DR. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Australia 3 and the Dominican no score. Appreciate you guys for hanging out here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this from, once again, our friend Steve Rademacher. Check him out when you get a chance.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Check out Steve Rademacher after the games, as he's got all kinds of crazy, entertaining things across his channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Darryl George, Alex Hall, and Robbie Perkins to come to bat. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Darryl George. George batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Rodriguez. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle, and it's going to get into center field for a base hit. And George has his second hit of the night. A leadoff single here to begin the 6th inning, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Alex Hall. So for Hall, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a triple, and he has flown out to right field. So 1 for 2 here tonight. He's also scored a run. We'll see how the Australians are going to play this out. Are they going to nickel and dime, or are they going to swing the bats? Here comes the first pitch. First pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kind of curious to see if they would be influencing or looking to play some small ball here. I don't know if they've changed the catcher. It looks like we may have a new catcher behind the plate for the DR. We'll get caught up on any substitutions as we are made aware of them. There is a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the diving first baseman into right field. And rounding second and heading to third is Darryl George as the Australians go first to third on a single by Alex Hall, his second of the night. Second base hit of the night, that is. So now you've got runners on the corners with nobody out. And that's going to bring the catcher Robbie Perkins to the plate. And for Robbie Perkins, he is swinging the hot bat here in this one. He is 2 for 2 tonight. He has driven in all the Australian runs to this point. And when you've got somebody coming to the plate who has driven in all the runs, you couldn't ask for a better time right here or here to add more to your tally. Runners on the corners with Perkins standing in. Here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Perkins. Catcher was set up outside, and the ball ended up drifting under the hands of the hitter. Perkins with the 2-run shot to get the scoring going in the 3rd inning, and then he followed it up with an RBI single in the 4th. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0, and all of a sudden they're pitching Robbie Perkins like he's the second coming of Babe Ruth. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander works himself to the set position. And here comes the 2-0 offering. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Perkins. Perkins is 2 for 5 in the tournament after going 0 for 3 against the Japanese the other night. They did try to run one of their base runners earlier. That was Glendening. He got thrown out trying to steal second. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2 now to Perkins. Our friend Hasil laughs and says he's like Babe Ruth. Yeah. Well, that's how they're treating him here. They've got to be able to attack him. They've nobody in this lineup here that I think I'd be fearing. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball down the middle, and he sent this one into deep left field. This ball could be trouble, but no, this is just going to reach the warning track, but it is going to be deep enough to get the run in, and that is going to be a sacrifice fly. So Perkins, a one-man wrecking crew here as he flies out to the left fielder for the first out of the inning, but he gets his 4th RBI of the night. Darryl George tags and comes home, and they've extended their lead to 4-0. Check that. It was actually the center fielder who came over to make the grab on that, calling the left fielder off. So 1 in the books here. It's going to bring up the left fielder Ulrich Bajarski to the plate. Bajarski does not have it at bat tonight, but he has reached base twice. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire. But they say he didn't go. That's going to run the count 1 ball and no strikes to Bajarski. Probably a good call by the first base umpire. Bajarski hit that home run against Japan into the left center field seats at the Tokyo Dome the other night in a losing cause. Right-hander holds to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander again, working himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Bajarski asking the umpire just to confirm. We've got 3 balls and no strikes. The scoreboard's got 3 balls and no strikes, but the one in the stadium had something different, so he wasn't sure what the count was. But it is 3-0 by our counts, and here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. As he kicks and delivers, there's a center cut fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. Travis Bazan awaiting his turn on deck. As Bajarski's going to try to turn it over for the top of the order. Here comes the 3-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. It was a good hack there by Bajarski. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, we're excited for that game in about an hour and 7 minutes time, but we will not call that one until we are done this one. 4-0 for Australia over the Dominican Republic. The bottom of the 6th inning, pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball, misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. Bajarski's going to get himself a walk. It's going to advance Alex Hall to second. He was actually moving on the pitch. And that's going to bring the top of the order in Travis Bazana to the plate with the Aussies leading 4-0. Wonder how quickly they can get it back around to have Robbie Perkins come to bat. But the manager of the Dominicans is on his way out to the mound. It looks like we're going to have another pitching change. That is going to be it for Rodriguez. We're going to take a little time out here. 4-0 for Australia, top of the 6th inning. We're going to take a musical timeout. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Here's a little bluegrass to get you woken up. We got ourselves a ball game here. It is 4-0 for the Australians. There's a pitching change. Dominicans are going to the pen again, and we'll be back in just a few. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Travis Bazana to come to bat here with 1 out and runners at first and second. And the pitching change has been made. It is going to be Jorge Juan into the ball game. The right-hander taking over here to face Bazana. And the first pitch ready to go here as the right-hander works himself to the set. He checks the runner at second and delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Bazana tonight is 0 for 3. He has lined to right field. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has flown to center. Popped to third in his 3 trips to the plate. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we are excited for that game between Korea and Japan. It's going to take place in Taiwan, so I'd assume they're going to be busting at the seams to see that ball game here tonight. As the pitch is a fastball that misses up and away. And now the count goes to 2-1 on Bazana. Australia's had their chances here tonight to put their foot down on the Dominicans. And this might be one of those other opportunities in which they can possibly do so. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count now goes to 3-1. So if you're a fan of the Australians, you're probably feeling pretty happy about this one here tonight so far. If you're a fan of the Dominicans, it's a lot of disappointment. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back underneath it and making the catch is Gonzalez. Tagging at second and heading to third is the runner Hall. And also tagging at first and heading to second is Bajarski. So both heads up base running here by the base runners on that ball hit to center field by Bazana, as he is going to be retired for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the center fielder Aaron Whitefield. Well, for Whitefield, he is 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk as the right-hander kicks and delivers, and it is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So 2 runners in scoring position here. We'll see if Whitefield can be clutch with 2 outs. We'll see what happens as the right-hander works himself to the set. And now the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Whitefield. Again, the right-hander Jorge Juan on in relief here. Works himself to the set position. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Oh, that looked pretty good. But not in the eyes of the home plate umpire. That's going to run the count to 1-2. Can't ask for a better pitch than that, one would have to think. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. He's going to have to take off down to first base. They field it. They throw to first. Oh, boy. The first baseman got off the bag pretty quickly, did Cordero, but that's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. And that is going to end the inning here for the Aussies. Well, the Aussies get a run in the inning, and they've extended their lead to 4-0. 1 run on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the second inning, the back third of the ballgame just around the corner. Your score, Australia 4, the Dominican no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay. Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the top of the 7th inning. We're getting into the deep water here, but it has been the Robbie Perkins show tonight for Team Australia, as he has brought home all of the runs to this point for the Australians in this one, all 4 RBIs. There's the first pitch fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Andretti Cordero. Cordero 0 for 2 tonight. Much like his teammates, they are trying to open up their account with a knock or two here. There's a fastball swung on and it's chopped foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. It has been the pitchers' show tonight, specifically from Australia here against the Dominicans. They got 9 outs to get, as this game here has been closing down. Our friend Titus still in the house as he chops that one fouled as Cordero, and the count remains at 0-2. Still haven't seen the lineups yet for the game between the Koreans and the Japanese. I don't know if they are out yet or not. We've been keeping our eyes peeled for that. Sometimes they do post them at IG or Twitter. As that fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2 on Cordero. Samurai Japan and Korea to go at it here in just a bit, as time has been called here, and the batter Cordero steps out so he can adjust his gloves. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It is just looped foul past the bag at first base. Nice play by the first base coach to field it on the back end. It keeps the count at 1-2 to Cordero. And even nothing on the Samurai Japan side as well. We always keep our eyes peeled for that, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. But much like to our chagrin, I'm sure like it is in the Japanese league that they won't announce their batting lineups till about 45 minutes before the game. So I guess who am I to be a little overly excited by checking an hour out? There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. And again, the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4-0 Australia has the lead here, top of inning number 7. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, George, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Cordero on a ground out 5-3. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the designated hitter, Rainier Nunez. That was a nice play there by the first baseman, Rickson Wingrove. But it was a chuckle from the third baseman, Darryl George, who had threw the ball down into the dirt. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul right behind home plate. Count quickly 0-1 to Nunez. Australia enjoying a 4-0 lead. So if you're listening from down under, you got to like this one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. The breaking ball swung on. Another one tap foul just past the bag at third base. Another play on the back end by Darryl George. Count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Again, Cole Winn working himself set and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's Mendy Alcantara. Will follow Nunez here for the Dominicans as the pitch on the way. It is a fastball that just catches the outside corner. Oh, it was a late call, and you can see that Nunez not impressed. He stood there and gave the umpire quite the look. But he's gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Arizmendi Alcantara. I have to tell you, we didn't think it was a called third strike. It was just a really delayed call. Nunez couldn't believe it, and we couldn't believe it took the umpire that long to make the call. So 2 gone as Wynn delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. You keep getting calls like that, and anybody on this Australian staff starts looking like Greg Maddux. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander ready to go again. Kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. I say it's a fastball, but it almost looks like it's a sinker coming out of the hands of Cole Winn. Ball had some depth to it, faster than a changeup would be, but not the fastball that I would expect to see at this level. There's a fastball missing down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Alcantara. And probably the same could be said by Alcantara. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Alcantara. Pedro Gonzalez waiting his turn on deck. Should Alcantara reach here? Right-hander again working himself to the set position. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes full to Alcantara. Alcantara does a 180 in the batter's box. He's not impressed with the home plate umpire either. So here comes the 3-2 on the way. It is a changeup swung on and missed. Oh, he took a little something off that one, did Cole Winn. Nice pitching by him, by Cole Winn. And that is going to retire Alcantara for the third out of the inning. And the Dominicans go in order here. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the seventh. Your score is Australia 4 and the Dominican no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. It is 4-0 for Australia. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-0 game here for Australia over the Cubans, as this game here is marching along here to the bottom half of the seventh inning. We're just looking ahead to tomorrow, as we are going to be calling that game between Japan and Korea, and then we'll follow it up with the Japan-Taiwan game the next night. As we're back to the live action, it is going to be Robbie Glendening in here to face the right-hander Jorge Juan. The first pitch misses down, and it's ball one. Glendening, Wingrove, and Kennelly to come to bat here in inning number 7. As the right-hander works and delivers, there's a breaking ball that is down, but the home plate umpire said that Glendening went around, and that's going to run the count even to 1-1. Glendening, 1 for 3 tonight, has a single in 3 trips. He has also grounded into a double play and struck out. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Juan, who kicks and delivers another breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Australia has been firmly in control of this game here tonight, or comfortably, I should say, maybe in control. But if their game here ends up going a little sideways, they only will have themselves to blame, as they have left too many runners on in scoring position to pad their lead, in our opinion. As that pitch is missing down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. I'm sure they would be a lot more comfortable with a 5 or a 6-run lead. They have left 7 runners on base tonight. And of those 7 runners, 5 have been left in scoring position. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and Glendenning is aboard with a leadoff walk. And that is something we haven't seen from Australia really tonight, is the small ball. You wonder if they're going to nickel and dime a little bit. I wouldn't think with Rickson Wingrove coming to the plate or the middle part of the order that they would, but I would think that everybody else would be fair game to have to drop a bunt down here or there. So Wingrove stepping to the bat. He is 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 7 in the tournament. He had that home run in the opener, taking a breaking ball down, and the count is quickly 0-1. Get into this part of the ball game, you'd like to think that they can nickel and dime a little bit, but we are yet to see that from Team Australia here tonight. As the right-hander delivers, and it is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Wingrove. Wingrove had asked for time from the home plate umpire, and he was entitled to his moment break here. So here comes the 0-2. They've set him up so far outside. The catcher was in the right-handed batter's box, and it was a fastball that misses outside. 1-2 to Wingrove. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I had to tell you that was a bit of a chuckle for us. So the right-hander again working himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. It is a split-finger pitch, swung on and missed, and Wingrove is going to walk back to the dugout. The ball squirted away from the catcher and advancing over to second. That'll go as a wild pitch. I do believe that it wasn't fouled off at any stretch. Ball did get away from the catcher Rodriguez. So wild pitch charged to Jorge Juan, striking out Wingrove for the first out of the inning. But now Glendenning is in scoring position with Tim Kennelly coming to the bat. And for Kennelly, he is officially 0 for 2. He has flown out twice and walked and scored a run. And the first pitch breaking ball just misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kennelly batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Juan. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for called strike. That pitch looked like it might have been a little bit low, but plate umpire gave the call there to the Dominicans. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is as Kennelly digs in. Juan gets that sign from his catcher Rodriguez. He works himself to the set position. Now he kicks and fires. It's another breaking ball that misses down, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the only game that's going on right now. As we said, the Japan-Korea game will get going in about 45 minutes. We're also going to give you the call of that one, too. We'll have a new stream set up. So hopefully you guys can bounce over and join us for that one. That should be a cracker of a ball game, one would anticipate. And there is a breaking ball that's swung on, and it's fouled off of the catcher. Runs the count to 2-2 on Kennelly. And the good news is it looks like the starting lineups are in for both of those two teams. A fastball or a breaking ball that was swung on and just clipped the inside of the left foot. So curious to see how they will roll out. Certainly the big game last night was Dooyoung Kim. The 2 homers last night, grand slam, and for Korea. So we're excited to give that call here in just a little bit. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball. It's down. It gets all the way to the backstop. That's another wild pitch. It's going to make the count 3-2 to Kennelly. Got a wild pitch, Glendenning, all the way home. You think about it, the first 2 innings of this game, 2 full innings, only went 20 minutes. And then the rest of this game has taken 2 hours in which to play. We're still not out of the 7th inning yet. 2 hours to play 5 and 20 minutes to play 2. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as Jorge delivers. Fastball swung on, lined up the middle into center field. It's going to be a base hit. And finally, somebody other than Robbie Perkins is driven in a run. It's an RBI single for Kennelly. He's going to bring home Glendenning, and that is going to make the scoreline 5-0 for Australia. Just watching that there. Good piece of hitting. Drove it right back through the box into center field. And 5-0, the Aussies have the lead, and that is going to bring up Darryl George. And for George tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles, and he's popped out. He's also scored a run, and the first pitch fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. He is 2 for 6 in the tournament. Enjoying a nice ball game here. He's also made a couple of nice plays over at third base. As the right-hander holds to the set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-0 lead for Team Australia here in the 7th inning. Dominican Republic have 2 chances to get some runs, but before they do that, they got to find a way to get themselves on base via a hit. As they threw over to first base and diving back in time was Kennelly. So again, the right-hander, Jorge Juan, working to the set position. The 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball comes inside and almost hits Darryl George. Runs the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. So the right-hander again ready to go back to work. He works himself to the set position. And here comes the 2-1. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. And moving over onto the warning track and making the catch is the right fielder. And that is going to be a double play because Kennelly was running on the pitch. So that's going to go as a double play. It's going to go 9-3 as the putout. George gone for the second out of the inning. Kennelly is erased for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Aussies in their half of the inning. They had 1 run on the benefit of 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're now through 7 complete. Your score is Australia 5 and the Dominican no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. The Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We didn't do it in the last half inning, but we're going to do it here after the 7th. Here is our version of the 7th inning stretch. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising ourselves into the top of the 8th inning. And there is a pitching change here, as it is going to be Kennedy coming onto the hill. This is John Kennedy. No relation to the former president, I'm sure, of the United States, as there was a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. As Pedro Gonzalez, it'll be Gonzalez, Cespedes, and Hansen here to face the lefty, who is on in relief, the 5th pitcher used by Australia tonight, as that fastball misses down. And the count now is 1-1. So not only is he a lefty, but he's very low 3/4, let alone, if not, sidearm. As the lefty delivers again, there is a fastball taken for swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. So Gonzalez is asked for time and steps out as he's going to adjust his gloves. So John Kennedy coming out here, slinging the ball. As we said, he is upper 80s with his fastball, and there is a fastball swung on and missed. Really weird arm angle, but that is going to retire Gonzalez. And certainly that's what you want. It works, and it's been fooling the Dominicans here tonight. Gonzalez in the books for the first out. That is, by our count tonight, I've got that as 6 strikeouts recorded by the Australians, and 3 of the last 3 batters have gone down on strikes. And the first pitch to Cespedes is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Cespedes 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to center and grounded to second in his 2 trips to the plate. And he swings at a fastball, and he rounds that one up the middle. And that, what do you know, there's the first hit of the night here for the Dominicans with 1 out in the 8th inning, as that is only the 3rd base runner allowed by the Australians tonight. So 7 1/3 innings of no-hit ball has gone by the wayside. First hit here for Team Dominican, or for the Dominican Republic. Good piece of hitting there by Cespedes. He stayed back and then kept his hands inside the ball. We'll drive that one up through the middle, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Alan Hansen. Hansen turned around here. He's hitting from the right side right now. Up the first couple of times batting from the left side. He's 0 for 1 officially tonight. Fastball misses up and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. He did walk his last time up. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Lefty again, Kennedy delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. That's the thing. You get some pitchers with some different arm action, some weird arm angles, especially guys out of the bullpen. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Again, reaching the seats, and again, a competition for the baseball, as the few people that are in the stands down there are battling for the baseballs. It's like a souvenir night in Taiwan. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Bazana fields it. He goes to second for 1, back to first, and that is going to be an inning-ending double play. That is of the 4-6-3 variety, and the Australians are able to get it done here defensively in inning number 8. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. The no-hitter is over, but the shutout is intact. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is Australia leading 5-0 over the Dominicans. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few, and we appreciate you guys for being with us.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 8. We'll be back in just a few. Your score, 5-0 for Australia. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The Australians looking to even their record at 1 win and 1 loss. They dropped their opener in the tournament to the Japanese the other night, but they are holding a 5-0 lead here against the Dominicans going into the bottom of the 8th inning. So really only a little bit of time left to play here in this one, as the Dominicans are running out of outs. And it is going to be coming to bat here for the Aussies in their half of the inning. And they also are going to have a pitching change, as the Dominicans are going to the bullpen as they're calling on a right-hander to come on in relief. This is number 85. Got some big numbers out here. This is going to be Wilber Perez, as he is going to be taking over here. Wilber Perez on in relief. And he is going to be entrusted to face the bottom 3 in the batting order. It is going to be Alex Hall. It'll be Robbie Perkins and Ulrich Bajarski. So we're just making our notes of the pitching change as we're ready to resume. A right-hander here against the left-handed hitting Hall. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Wilber Perez, the 5th pitcher used tonight by the DR. As the right-hander gets his side from his catcher and he rocks into the windup. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, once this game is complete, we're not going to give you much of a roundup here, and there really hasn't been much. It's been the Robbie Perkins show here tonight in this one. Driving in 4 of the 5 runs. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Alex Hall. The bigger story is the Dominican losing to Australia and getting no hit for most of the ballgame, 7 1/3 innings. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander rocks and delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and Hall is in the books. He's gone for the first time tonight by a strikeout. That is 1 up and 1 away, and it'll bring up the catcher, Robbie Perkins. As we mentioned tonight, Perkins has driven in 4 of the 5 runs. He had a 2-run homer in the 3rd. He had an RBI single in the 4th, and he had a sacrifice fly in the 6th. So technically, he's 2 for 2 tonight, 2 for 5 in the tournament. As the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul or just behind home plate, and the count is 0-1. And it was a big inning in terms of the blast. It was the designated hitter, Alex Hall, who had tripled, and then it was Perkins following up almost in the same spot, but over the fence with a home run. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2 on the Australian catcher. So no balls and 2 strikes. You got to like this about the tournament. The play, for the most part, even in the bracket in Group A, was fairly competitive. Breaking ball misses up and in, and the count is 1-2. I say fairly competitive. It's going to be Venezuela and the United States making their way over for the Super Round, as that will start next week. This one here has still got a number of games left to play as the 1-2 is on the way. Fastball, take it for a called 3rd strike. The pitcher Perez bounced off the mound like it was strike 3, and the umpire at home plate bought it, and he rung up the batter Perkins for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Ulrich Bajarski. Well, for Bajarski, he's reached base all 3 times tonight. He has walked twice and been hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 3 in the tournament as he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hit that home run, as we said, against Team Japan. It's his only hit so far in the tournament through the first couple of games. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Dominican will be sending the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to the plate. And we'll be curious to see who the Aussies will roll out for the 9th. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we said, lots of action still to come. Japan and Korea to follow in about 25 minutes' time. And here comes the offering from the right-hander as he rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and chopped foul over behind home plate, and the count remains at 1-2 to Bajarski. As we mentioned, we have a different feed set up for the next game, so if you are so inclined, once this game is done and we will shut her down, then bounce on over to the other one. We'll have that up and going at the top of the hour or shortly there before. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Bajarski's in the books. Nice job there by Wilbur Perez. He comes in and strikes out the side 1-2-3 here in inning number 8. That'll do it for the Aussies. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is Australia 5 and the Dominican no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Let's see if Australia can bring it home right after this. Hang tight. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like they're going to stay maybe with John Kennedy here. We're going to see if he is just completing his warm-up tosses or if they're going to go to another lefty. But it is Kennedy will be slated to face Frank Rodriguez, then the top of the order of Michael De Leon and Kelvin Gutierrez. We'll see if the Dominicans have anything up their sleeve, if they want to go to somebody else here tonight. As certainly they have not had the key to unlock success against the Australian pitchers. But it is look like it is going to be a pitching change, as it is going to be number 11. It'll be Daniel McGrath coming on in relief. So McGrath will be entrusted to try to close this one out, as he is going to be the 6th pitcher used by the Aussies here in this one. So McGrath on, and he will be facing, slated to face Frank Rodriguez, and the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rodriguez tonight does not have an official at bat. He has walked both of his trips to the plate. Was erased in a double play his last time. As the pitch on the way is a slow breaking ball, waved at and missed. Oh, he took a lot off that one. Count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Australian pitching staff has really done their job here tonight. Only one would have been Luke Wilkins, who struggled in his appearance walking the 2 batters he faced. As that pitch is lifted foul into the seats down the first base line, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez, as there's a fastball that misses for a ball, and the count now goes to 1-2. McGrath ready to go again. He kicks and fires Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count now goes even to 2-2 on Rodriguez. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty works set, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short. Glendening fields it, fires to first, and that is going to retire Rodriguez on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Michael DeLeon. Well, DeLeon, he replaced Jose Devers back in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 1 since coming into the game. He struck out his first and only time up. He is actually 0 for 2 tonight. I should say that. First pitch is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. He came back in the 3rd inning, so 0 for 2 here. So no balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we will be on that call here in just a little bit. As there's a breaking ball swung on, rolled over to short. Glendening, a busy man, fields it, throws to first. And there's 2 in the books. So ground out 6-3. And Australians are now 1 out away from putting away the Dominican Republic in the 2nd game of this tournament. Who would have thunk it? And Gutierrez is stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 3 in this one. He's flown to center, struck out looking, and grounded into a double play. So the DR down to their final at bat. And their final out. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty McGrath goes back to work, and he wastes no time. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up down the first base line, giving chase, and underneath it is Rickson Wingrove. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. And that is going to retire the Dominican Republic here in the 9th, and Australia is going to pick up a 5-0 victory. So how about that? That is going to change up some stuff in the standings. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Your final score, Australia 5 and the Dominican 0. A 1-hit shutout delivered by a slew of Australian pitchers. Stick around, everybody. We're going to come back, wrap it up for you, and then we'll be back on in a few minutes, as we'll call that Japan game versus Korea. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just about 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Well, your final score in this one here was Australia 5 and the Dominican Republic 0. A quick rundown is going to be a pretty easy one here, as we'll go through the scoring report. In the 3rd inning, Alex Hall led off with a triple, and he was brought home on a 2-run shot by Robbie Perkins. That opened up the scoring, 2-0 Australia after 3. In the 4th inning, they added to their lead, a leadoff walk by Tim Kennelly. Darryl George then singled, and after an Alex Hall flyout, Robbie Perkins stepped up and delivered again with a RBI single. That increased the scoreline to 3-0. Well, the Aussies were added again in the 6th. The leadoff single by Darryl George was followed up by a single by Alex Hall. And then after George went first to third on the single by Hall, it was Robbie Perkins up to it again. He got up and hit a sacrifice fly to center field to bring home George with the 4th run delivered tonight by Perkins. Well, they added to their lead for one more. It was icing on the cake in the bottom of the 7th inning, a leadoff walk to Robbie Glendening. And the pitcher at that time, Jorge Juan, threw a couple of wild pitches to bring him all the way around to third base. And with 1 out, Tim Kennelly stepped up and hit a single to knock home Glendening. That made the scoreline 5-0, and that is where the final stood. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in about 17 minutes with the call of the game between Japan and Korea. hopefully you guys can make it in with us tonight for that one. Just bounce over to the stream, wait for us, and we'll give it to you all in English after this. Have a great night, everybody, if you're calling it a night. If not, we'll see you in about 17 minutes. We appreciate you guys again. Have a great night, and we'll see you shortly.